This is another episode of Christopher Reads the Help File. In this episode will be projects, project management. So the topics in this section include about project management, reference data and organize drawings in a project, create projects in Autodesk Vault, Vault projects, or in shared file folders, data link projects. About object sharing. Sharing design objects, such as surfaces and alignments, across drawings can provide major savings in project timelines, if done correctly. And that's a tough thing to do for some people. About project management on the Prospector tree. Projects can be displayed and managed from collections on the Prospector tree. I kind of object to this being called project management because it's really just links to files rather than like a project. Like you can't run all your Slopestake notes reports from one project management tool to run it. So it's kind of odd that they're using project management because it's really not project management. It's more object management. About project management. Reference data and organize drawings in a project. Create projects in Autodesk Vault projects or in shared file folders, data link projects. Autodesk Civil 3D offers a range of options for managing engineering projects. Once you understand these options, you can determine the best data structure for your projects. For information on recommended workflows for project management, see Project Management Workflow. Project Management Tutorials, Project Management Best Practices. Depending on project complexity, your project management system can range from a few drawings in a folder to large databases with shared objects and security controls. When deciding on a structure to use for managing projects, consider these factors: the number and complexity of drawings, the size of the project team, and the number of people requiring access to the files, the relative need for ease of use versus data security. Okay. About object sharing. Sharing design objects such as surfaces and alignments across drawings can provide major savings in project timelines, if done correctly. Three main methods are available for sharing data within a project. These are known as data reference types. External references, XREFs, in which the contents of one drawing is referenced into another. But note that Civil 3D doesn't always show the XREFs correctly. For instance, if you have a pipe network that you have XREF'd in a profile view, all the leaders are changed to the Autodesk Civil 3D default and don't show whatever you have in the XREF. So it really gets frustrating when you're like trying to put a plan set together and you expect it to be exactly like it is in the source drawing, and it looks totally different in the drawing you're trying to create a plan sheet from. Data shortcuts between drawings, object references, and Autodesk Vault. For a detailed description of each method, including advantages, limitations, and best practices, see the project management topics in the Autodesk Civil 3D Best Practices Guide. A best practice common to all project structures is to organize individual design objects, such as alignments and surfaces, in separate drawings. These objects are referenced into base drawings during the design process. Complete engineering plans and final production drawings are prepared with a combination of object references and drawing references. So what do you do when two alignments come to an intersection with their profiles? If they're in two different drawings, it's just, this workflow sucks. And there's no real intelligence. I mean, it kind of makes me wish that Autodesk went with text files and then have those text files be locked, like when you do a task, and then the file just reads it. Having this stuff in the drawing is just a real drag, because then Civil 3D has to read the whole drawing instead of just the information that you're interested in. So when they say best practices to reduce time, they really want you to put the alignments in separate drawings so the file size is smaller. So when they go and read that data, they don't have to read as much data to go grab that one object that you're interested in. So it really hurts you productivity wise when you're trying to do your design, because you have to worry about this project management thing. When we really don't want to worry about project management, we just want it to work. And if the user has to spend so much time thinking about it, it's no longer, if done correctly, is do it the Autodesk way to make it do as much work that you have to do, rather than having Autodesk create a product that just works correctly and you aren't managing Autodesk's horrible decisions you have using data shortcuts within drawings. Because no one wants to read a full drawing off the network just to go grab a single alignment or a single surface or a single profile. About project management on the Prospector tree. Projects can be displayed and managed from collections on the Prospector tree. Note, a Vault database must be configured before it can be accessed in the Prospector tree. For more information, see to configure Vault for use with Autodesk Civil 3D. So that just gives you a lot of IT overhead. I mean, it works, but you have to have someone who knows how to run and configure a server and database. Note, the projects collection is available in Prospector only. If you have Vault, installed Vault Professional, or Vault Workgroup, if you have installed Base Vault, the Vault interface is not integrated with Civil 3D and is identical to Vault for AutoCAD. And so you have your projects, Trio drawings points, and then you have your data shortcuts. The figure shows the collections for a Vault project named Trio and a data shortcut project named Arc. Both project types are created from the default project template. As a result, they have identical collections of surfaces, alignments, and other objects that can be referenced into multiple drawings. Well, that's a lie, because there is no data in any of these. Because in the previous help files, they've taught us that if there's a little black circle, it has information within it, or a little plus or a minus, and there's nothing up here. You can store multiple projects in the same working folder. The default location of the working folder for the Data Shortcuts project is C users public documents. That's not true, is it? So if I right click and I set my working folder, I guess it is. Is it public documents? But it's kind of weird because I guess that's true. Several Vault projects can be displayed in the projects collection. For data shortcut projects, you switch from one to another by changing the data shortcuts folder. Most commands for managing projects are accessible by right-clicking the specific objects in the project collections or on the Prospector tree. So the images show no objects added, but the article states that there is. This is an obvious lie. So the image should really match what they're saying in here. So they really should put data in here when there's obviously none in there. And so this has been another episode of Christopher Read the Help File, Projects, Project Management.